Hi, my name's Jenna and I'm a Health Promotions Team Leader from the Country Kitchens program. Today we are making the rainbow frittata muffins. We love this recipe because it's a great way to use up the old vegetable in your fridge, and it's also a quick and easy snack on the go. So today we'll be using the extra virgin olive oil to cook the vegetables, an onion, then we have some flat leaf parsley, some eggs, some milk, we have some feta, and then we have a few different vegetables that we're using today. So we have red capsicum, corn, carrot, zucchini, tomatoes, and we are using some whole grain bread. Today I'm going to share with you how to cut an onion safely. So we have two different techniques that we're using today. Firstly, we're using the bridge hold, and then we're going to go into the claw technique. So I'll start off with the bridge hold. So what you want to do is just hold your onion on either side. Cut straight down the middle. And then that will create two flat surfaces on the bottom. When I cut my onion, I was sure to cut it through the root, just so it holds together when I cut my onion now. I'll be cutting the hairy end off. And I'll be peeling the skin off the onion. From there, I'm going to adopt my claw technique. So what you want to do here is just make sure your fingers are tucked under, just so they're protected from the knife. When your claw is hard to grip at the end there, it's no longer safe, so we're going to switch to a bridge hold again. Okay, from there we are going to go back to the claw technique to dice the onion. As we get to the back there, we are reaching what we call the danger zone, and it's no longer safe to use the claw technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the onion over and finish it off. When I flip it over, I'm still adopting the claw technique. And that's the onion done. Today we're using extra virgin olive oil to fry the vegetables. Extra virgin olive oil is great because it's a monounsaturated healthy fat. So now I'm going to cook the onion and the capsicum for 1 to 2 minutes on a medium heat. So today we're using 6 different vegetables, but feel free to use whatever vegetables you have at home. Okay, so now that's cooked down, I'm just going to add the rest of the vegetables, which is the zucchini and the carrot. And I'm going to cook that for another minute. And I'll also be adding the corn. Don't worry if you make a mess, that's all just a part of the process. Okay, so now that's done, we're going to let that sit for a couple of minutes. So a quick easy tip if you don't have cupcake holders at home is that you can make your own out of baking paper. So how you do that is you just make sure you have a cup with a round surface on the top. What you do is put the baking paper over the top there and just mould it to the cup. Once you have the shape, then you can pop it into your cupcake tray. So instead of using puff pastry for the base of the muffins, today we're using whole grain bread. So what you want to do is cut off the crust from the bread. And then roll it out. So you can roll it out with a rolling pin, but if you do have a can of beans or also a cup that's clean and sterilised on the outside, you can just use that to roll the bread out. Okay, so now we're putting the whole grain base in here. This has also lowered our saturated fat as we've used the whole grain bread instead of the puff pastry. Okay, so just make sure that's pushed in there nicely. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetables to the muffin tin. The reason we're doing the vegetables first is that it stops the base of the bread from getting soggy when we put the eggs on afterwards. So as mentioned earlier, we've got 6 different types of vegetables in this dish. Each muffin has a 1/4 cup of vegetables, which is half a serve of vegetables per muffins. And this is a great way to also up your fibre in the meal. Just push that down into there nicely. Okay, so now we're going to pour the egg mixture on top. So what we've used today is eggs, milk and some flat leaf parsley in there, and also a little bit of pepper to flavour it. So it's a great way to use pepper and herbs just to reduce the amount of salt that you have in the dish. So just pour that on top until it covers the top of the muffin. Lastly, just to dress the muffins, what we have is some feta and some tomato on top. The feta is also a great way to add a salty flavour without adding any additional salt. So we'll sprinkle the feta on top, and then we'll put half a cherry tomato to dress it up. Okay, now that they're done, I'm going to fill up the rest of the muffin tins and then I'm going to put them in the oven at 180 degrees for around 15 minutes. And how to know that they're done is that you shake them and they don't shake back.